What's good? It's the real deal with zeal and mass appeal, fresh like you popped the seal, and I'm glad you came to chill. When I first woke up in Neo Soul as a human god, that ebony bod with the curves I deserve, designed by the masterminds at Gentlemaniac, made this gentleman act, showing the ultimate bias towards the swamp elf Samarika. That purple and white heeled bodysuit and alluring cutout. I thought her default costume was peak until I peeped her battlesuit, Sentinel Noir, and I had to ball at the Fairy Mall for my #1 Vanguard. Nowadays, she hits super hard, equipped with the nocturnal wings, twin swords, and her ascended Demi-God Shadow of all creation passive skill. Plus, these quality of life camera improvements make every kill a visual thrill. Her default outfit leans toward the classic kunoichi trope, alluring cutouts, the high heels, and accents. Sentinel Noir, however, completely shifts into a sleek, functional, dark ninja aesthetic. Fujita Seiko, a modern martial arts authority, often cited as the last traditional ninja practitioner, documented historical endurance training in which ninja ran with long, trailing cloaks or scarves with the goal of running fast enough that the cloth floated horizontally without touching the ground. Maybe that's why her Sentinel Noir battlesuit has the split cape or scarf. There's also a connection to 18th and 19th century ukiyo-e woodblock prints and kabuki theater tropes, where intelligence operatives were visually stylized with flowing face cloaks, trailing hoods, and dynamic cloth wraps to convey phantom-like speed. Both her default costume and the Sentinel Noir battlesuit keep the fox mask that I really like, and we can see it's a bit enhanced on the battlesuit with the glowing eyes, the glowing aqua eyes on the black and silver face mask that matches the black and silver bodysuit as compared to the red markings and hollow eye holes on her default costume. I will say that the red fox mask in the default costume picks up the red accents on her white hoodie pretty well. Perchance, do you notice anything else enhanced from the default costume to the battlesuit? It's so cool to me that Samarika's Sentinel Noir costume is a callback to the Lady Violet costume for Maximilia. The moment the Empire's shield dons these violet tights, crafted from the strength and heartfelt devotion of the swamp elves, she becomes a hero who races through the night streets. Samarika is a vigilante of justice, so that's where we can see the comic book hero reference. So there's even that reference to comic book superheroes like Batman and Sentai heroes like the Power Rangers. Now let's discuss Samarika's rise to power. The Nocturnal Watcher, these twin swords, they blend so well with her passive skills and her unique traits, because her specialty swamp hunting, it gives her a chance to throw a swamp a swamp trap as a follow-up skill, and that swamp trap will deal poison damage and slow. Now once a target is slow, check this out. The Silent Wings unique skill is activated on the Nocturnal Watcher, these twin swords, but she's also getting a slash boost and a poison boost. Because the Nocturnal Watcher twin swords are Samarika's signature weapon, she gets the Owl Huntress passive skill. So now at the start of battle, she's gaining more AP and increasing her slash boost and poison boost based off a percentage of her evasiveness. Now when she hits an enemy that's slowed, she's dealing additional poison damage, and that additional damage can also crit. Perhaps the best part about this Owl Huntress passive is the buff to the Fang of Swamp ability. Its cooldown is reduced and the AP recovery is boosted, so you can spam this ability a couple times per round, but now the additional slash damage from Fang of Swamp can also crit. All those buffs to her slash damage, her poison damage, and opportunities to crit, and we haven't even discussed what really makes her OP, the Demi-God Ascension that gives her the Shadow of all creation passive. Not only is this increasing her melee attack, but when she attacks an enemy that's affected by slow, she's getting another boost to slash and poison, along with a crit damage increase. Most importantly, she gains Shadow Veil for 1 round. When she attacks, she's ignoring the counterattacks from the enemies. Plus, her evasiveness is significantly boosted, along with her crit damage. And now, like a true ninja, when she dodges an attack, she counters with a projectile, a thrown swamp trap that deals significant single target damage. The strategy with Samarika was already to cover as much ground as you can to boost your attack from the Hunter of the Vine passive, and then hit an enemy with Swamp's Arrest to apply the slow that would give her more damage on her Fang of the Swamp class 3 skill. And now, with the Nocturnal Watcher, unique and signature Owl Huntress passive, along with her Shadow Ball Creation passive, she is dealing even more damage to targets that are slowed with slash and poison damage. And her evasiveness is significantly boosted. Before, she was more like a situational stealth striker, more like a glass cannon that you would only deploy in certain situations. Now, she's so strong that she can take care of most of the daily grind content like the wishes and the bounty request by herself. All of these upgrades, the Demi-God Ascension, the signature weapon, it's reducing her cooldowns, boosting all of her sources of damage, while also increasing her evasiveness. Safe to say, she's overpowered. OP. Word, let's talk about Samarika's best squad mates. Naturally, she goes well with the other swamp elves, her sister, Kalina, and mentor, Palikar. In battle, Kalina's double down trait gives her the full extend ability, and the AP recovery and evasion bonuses apply to all the other swamp elves in battle. That's great for Samarika. In the same way, Palikar's Pathforger ability can be triggered by other swamp elves, which is going to boost her damage output in battle. With the Relentless Sword Dance ability, Palikar also diversifies the damage by dealing some magical damage as opposed to Kalina and Samarika's slashing physical damage. Not only that, her Verse of the Ordeal can reliably apply slow. As we know, we want enemies to be affected by slow, so Samarika can activate her Shadow Veil and really turn into a ninja with the boosted evasion and damage, along with the reaction to throw a swamp trap to anyone that dares to attack her. Since you definitely want Samarika fighting enemies that are slowed, you might want to pair her up with Platina. She's got great frontline taking with heavy slow application to keep enemies locked down. On the other hand, Marina has great secondary crowd control, stacking additional slow debuffs. She can cast her slow every round. You can pair her with Echidna for some substantial poison boost multipliers, and Nika to get some poison damage that ticks over time. I think the only time that the Might of Frost passive that we got from the Demi-God Ascension will come in handy with this cold defense decrease is if we pair Samarika with Ivana, because Ivana's class 3 skill, the Cold Snap, that will apply a slow, and she's just doing frost damage with most of her skills. Yo, back when I first started playing, I made a pretty bold prediction. I said you don't need to reroll for top tier EX characters if you build your favorite vanguards right. And my favorite was clearly the S-rank swamp elf herself, Samarika. Fast forward to today, and Gentle Maniac has completely proven me right. Between her signature weapon, her brand new Demi-God Ascension, and all the incredible quality of life upgrades to the camera, HUD, and skill animations, Samarika feels stronger and sexier than ever. The developers are clearly putting so much love into this game, so I hope they make another dope character like Samarika.